were collected may have been affected with. So again, we're seeing this on a little bit more of a global nature, just outside of Pittman, also other areas of the county. There's been at least 5 or 6 other municipalities in Gloucester County that have reported an abundance of dead geese. Sometimes that's more than 4, more than a dozen. But again, we're still gathering some of those details at this hour. As those reports come into us, we are cataloging them here within our Office of Emergency Management and Department of Emergency Response. That way we can make informed decisions about anything that has to go on with the public. Here with me today is Anne Marie Ruiz, one of our public health officers at Gloucester County Department of Health. And I'm going to turn this over to her right now for some other comments. Anne Marie?
Thank you, Andrew. Good afternoon. My name is Anne Marie Ruiz. I'm the Gloucester County Health Officer. We understand that there's a lot of concerns from our citizens in regards to all of these increased bird deaths that are going on. We are working together with all of the agencies within our county, within the state, Fish and Wildlife, DEP, all of those agencies. While the current public health risk for the general public is low, the best way to protect yourself and your family from bird flu is to avoid sources of exposure. That is meaning to avoid any direct contact with any of the wild birds or animals that are infected or suspected to be infected with bird flu viruses. And right now, what we have is they are presumed. So what we want is people just to be cautious and take those necessary precautions. So what we want to do is ensure the awareness of the actions that our residents can take to protect themselves as well as their pets. Residents can protect themselves by avoiding contact with sick or dead birds or any other wildlife that presumes to be ill. Do not handle any of the dead animals or birds or bird carcasses. Wash your hands thoroughly after any outdoor activities. You want to avoid any raw milk or raw dairy products, especially not feeding your pets any raw meat or unpasteurized dairy. You want to make sure all poultry and eggs are cooked thoroughly, and just really monitor your pets when they are outdoors. Try to keep them away from any wildlife. So some signs and symptoms that we've noticed in these wild birds, I figured some people may have heard online, but I figure I'll go over them here as well. So what we've been seeing is it could be sudden death, high mortality rates, or without any warning sign, and that's kind of what we've been seeing. Respiratory distress, such as coughing, sneezing, gasping for air. Some neurological signs. So they could have tremors, lack of coordination, twisted necks, facial swelling, could have discoloration or bleeding, gastrointestinal distress, and lethargy, so lack of energy and decreased appetite. So I know individuals, and information that we were putting out there is where people can report if they do see any of these sick birds. So what we have out there right now is that you can report to the Gloucester County Animal Control Office at 856-881-2828. It is also asked that you can report any dead or sick wildlife to the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection at 1-877-WARN-DEP. That's 877-927-6337. And then some signs and symptoms that you may experience, like say if your pets ever have any kind of exposure. So say you have a cat and they have any fever or lethargy, loss of appetite, could have red eyes, discharge in the eyes and nose, difficulty breathing, and neurological symptoms. Dogs have similar signs and symptoms, and you want to make sure you're contacting your veterinarian if any of those symptoms appear. Anyone with backyard flocks, so poultry farmers or residents with backyard chicken flocks, should take special precautions to ensure that their backyard birds are kept indoors or in areas that are fully enclosed and away from any of the wild birds and or their waste. These owners should wash and sanitize their hands before and after handling birds, and the owners should also know the signs and symptoms of bird flu and report any suspected infection immediately to the Department of Agriculture's Division of Animal Health. If a resident or anyone that may have thought that they were exposed, they should monitor for signs and symptoms for at least 10 days. Symptoms to look for could be mild to severe, but it could be red eyes or irritation, fever, cough or sore throat, shortness of breath, and in rare cases, it could be pneumonia. If anyone is experiencing those signs and symptoms and thought that they were exposed, they should contact their healthcare provider and notify them of the exposure, and contact the Gloucester County Health Department at 856-218-4151. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne Marie. So again, this area or this incident is not related to just Pittman. It's outside of Pittman Borough, it's within the county, it's within the state, and it's within the region. So we are aware of a number of other cases. It does seem to be a hotbed right now in that area within the Alcyon Park area and that lake area. Again, this is a situation that is still unfolding. This could potentially get worse before it gets better, and things could start to subside. It's really a matter of time. Right now, we are aware that it's nearing the end of the mortality season and things that some of these types of birds go through and experience. We're all aware of the weather situations that we've had here recently, the unprecedented length of cold weather. So there are potential other contributing factors to what we're seeing. But again, right now it's presumed that it's being affected by a virus due to some of the signs and symptoms that we are kind of seeing out in the field and some of the wildlife experts have seen previously. At this time, if you have a few questions, we'll be able to possibly answer some additional questions.
Are you able to kind of detail for us where those 5 or 6 other municipalities are within Gloucester County? They're also kind of seeing the same thing as Pittman?
Yeah, so they are still coming in at this hour. Literally within the last 30 minutes, we received an additional report in Deptford Township of approximately a dozen in a field. So that's just one other municipality. Franklin Township had a number of reports in a lake down there. And then there's some isolated incidents throughout the county where just a few birds here and there that a resident or a farmer has found within their field or the property.
Which agency does the testing, and what does that look like? How do you send the entire bird? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so those specimens were collected by the USDA. That agency is, again, a federal agency, Department of Agriculture, their APHIS division specifically. So that division sent a representative to Gloucester County and Pittman yesterday to make a collection. At this point, that'll probably be the only collection in Gloucester County because that'll give us a broad range of what we could be experiencing kind of in the global area or the geographic area.
We were just over in Pittman.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know there are still some deceased birds and some birds that look like they are ill. What is the plan from there? Will someone remove those birds? As you know, they're in close proximity to some of these homes or people that...
Sure. So anything that's been affected on personal properties, people have been calling Animal Control or 911. We've been tracking that, working with our local animal control office to pick up any type of injured or disease-sickened birds. So as those birds become picked up, they'll be cataloged by the animal control and then dealt with appropriately by local and state guidelines. Anything that's deceased that's out on bodies of water or lakes, it's going to be unsafe for any type of responders, especially in this type of capacity, to approach or to get. So the guidance right now is to kind of let nature run its course into those areas. If they're on the shoreline and they can be picked up, every effort will be made to make sure that they're picked up to ensure the public's safe and there's not a lot of injured birds and so forth out there.
Have there been any reports of animals other than birds being impacted or showing symptoms, whether it's cats or humans?
No, there's been no other reports that I'm aware of, that this office is aware of, but again, noticing that there have been other types of birds of prey and animals in the area that may be scavenging. There is some evidence of some animals that have already been kind of scavenged through, so it is potential that it could spread to something else, but that's not something I'm able to really comment on. I don't have experience in that directly.
Is this the most cases that Gloucester County, or presumed cases that Gloucester County has seen before? Or have we been down this road before, or is this a first?
This is something newer to me. I would say it's a first for us in this area. Yeah, so again, we do know that it's a regional issue or a statewide issue.
It's actually going on statewide, so it's not new to the state of New Jersey and it's not new to the United States. So it's just something here currently, this is our first time experiencing a large